What if I told you that some people don't want to be healed? They want to be rescued. Hey, everybody, this is Domasha K. This is the Zipmouth Motivation Show on Fluent Media.
Zipmouth Motivation. Yeah, we talk truth here.
Welcome again, beautiful people. Like I said before, I'm your host, Domasha K, and today's show is about some people don't want to be healed, they want to be rescued. Let me say something because I know sometimes I'll be about to get it about these shows, but it's okay. I'm okay with it as long as y'all okay with it. But let me say something though that might make some people uncomfortable, right? Not everybody's going to get uncomfortable, but some people may get a little bit uncomfortable, and that's okay because uncomfortable means strength, uncomfortable means learning, uncomfortable means clarity. So get uncomfortable. Some people actually do want to be healed. Like some people want to be healed, right? Some, but but in that part of being healed, they don't want to be growth. They don't want growth. They don't want the responsibility. I don't know. I heard somebody say the other day, they was like, I literally don't want any responsibility. I felt that. I definitely felt that. I felt that from the bottom of my heart. Because some days I don't want responsibility. And they don't want change. They want someone to save them. But I mean, like our whole life, we've been going through life thinking that like we have to have this hero, not looking at ourselves as the hero, but looking at other people as being the hero of our life. But the reality is that we're the hero of our life, right? We should be. Some people want a handout. Others are looking for a miracle. Are you looking for a miracle? Yeah, I'm definitely looking for a miracle all the time. It doesn't matter the time, the day, the hour. Please give me a miracle. Um, and some people want people to go on a rescue mission for them. Like they want them to go on a rescue mission for them, and that's okay. That's okay. But as I tell you all the time, nobody's coming to save you. Nobody's coming to save you. They want somebody to scoop them up and fix their life while they stay exactly the same. And guess what? It is so easy to fall into that mindset. It is so easy to fall into that mindset because, like, sometimes it's possible that you don't know how to do something, or you're afraid to do it, or you never seen this before. Nobody never sat down and said, like, this is how you do this, or this is the way that this happens. So now what you got to do is you got to step out on that healing, right? And healing requires work. It does. I know nobody wants to hear that, but healing 100% requires work. Although healing requires work, healing also requires honesty with yourself, because sometimes we don't like to be honest with ourselves, right? It's kind of hard to really say, like, I be doing some crazy stuff, but you can say it. Nobody heard it. Healing requires discipline. Healing requires you to look at yourself and say, maybe it's me. I'm the problem. It's funny because in some situations I have to be like, you know what, girl, you the problem. like you stop. That little commentary that Kevin was Kevin Hart. He does. He's like, nope, stop, nope. Yeah. Sometimes you have to do yourself like that. A lot of people don't want that part of the healing, right? A lot of people don't. So that's why today's show is about some people don't want healing, they want to be rescued. So today we're talking about something that most of us are scared to say out loud, but it's going to be good. It may hit a nerve. It may hit a nerve, or you may even know somebody who is this way, right? You might know somebody who's just like this. It's like, they ain't trying to, like, they really ain't trying to heal. Like, they just want somebody to do something for them. They just want me to come and save them and rescue them all the time. You might send this show to them after today, right? Send this to them after today and let them know, like, hey, this might be you. You might have to transition into this, right? Because the truth is the truth. Again, what's going on, family? How y'all doing? This is show number 2 with the Fluent Media, and I'm excited. Like, I'm excited to get to know people. I'm excited. I love when people inbox me or follow me because I follow back. I told y'all last week I don't like that little thing where you can't follow people. Like, I don't know why. Like, I think this whole world creates stuff to create division. Is weird to me. I don't like it. So definitely follow me. Facebook, Domasha K or Zipmouth Motivation, and Instagram, Coach Domasha Katrina. Let's go. I think it's TikTok, Zipmouth 221. Yeah, Zipmouth 21. So y'all follow me, I follow back. But this is a space where we don't sugarcoat life. We don't fake the hype. We don't do cute quotes or no action. Like sometimes we do cute quotes though, because I like cute. I do like cute quotes or whatever, but not all the time. Okay, we're not doing that all the time. But I'm a mindset coach, founder of Zipmouth Motivation, and also the creator of Tikia Divine, where I focus on healing the mind, the body, the soul through herbal teas and sound healing. So here we heal for real. No performance healing, no social media healing, no I watched the video and now I'm fixed healing. Real work, and today's episode is about real work. There is this one is like, I want to say like, it's more so like for the grown folks only. Y'all know how like you go in the refrigerator and your mom like, that drink for grown folks only, you know? I'm from the country, so y'all gonna hear me say y'all them ain't a lot. I am highly educated though. I am highly educated though, even though people say like people who are from the country talk country because they're ignorant. That has nothing to do with that. Most of us graduated from college. We have master's degrees, doctors, lawyers, stuff like that. But because people have this stereotype of country people, that's what they go with. But I let them go with it. I don't care. I'm not clearing nothing up. But you heard what I said. I'm gonna be honest with y'all. There was a time in my life where I kept trying to save everybody. I literally kept trying to do that. And I know you're probably like, girl, what was wrong with you? I have no clue. I don't know what was wrong with me, but I was like, I just wanted to save everybody. Like, I want to see people at their best all the time. So this time I just know that I want to see them at their best, but I can't save nobody. Because what I realized through life is that people only change, and the change is only effective if they want it. That's what I realized. Like, change is only effective if they want it. I can want you to change. I can see a great change in you. But if you don't want to do the work, there's nothing that I can do about it except for frustrate myself. And we're not doing that this year, right? We wasn't doing that last year. We're not doing that this year. We're no longer doing that. Anybody ever been in that space like where they just wanted to save everybody? Like, it doesn't matter like who the person was or what the situation was. It's just like I want to save them. I want to say I gotta save them. I can do this in their life. I can be the change. Yeah, no, no, no. You're the strong one. You're the helper. You're the healer. Everybody calls you when their life falls apart, like life falling apart, and everybody calling you because guess what? I'm your fixer man. I know it don't say that, so don't drag me through the woods on that. But I know it don't say that. That's my song. But they want you to be everything to them and nothing to themselves. Everybody, like I said, they call on you when life falls apart, and you give the advice. You know what I'm saying? Like you give the advice. You give the time, you give the energy, you give the solution, and guess what they do? They followed none of it. Nothing that you said in that conversation is any place that they laughing because I can think of 1,000 times when I've done the work for people and they just like did their own thing. And I'm thinking like, now what did we sit? We just sat up for like 3 hours having this conversation. And baby, you just left and nothing happened. I felt like I got slapped in the face, right? And then what happens? They come right back. They come right back with the same problem. Now I'm mad because you did not just come back here with the same problem that we just talked about for 16, 20, 37 hours. It ain't even 27 hours in a day, but we talked about this for 27 hours. And then you came back with the same problem, same story, different day. It's almost like you just want to like shake them sometime. Like, hey, hey, hey. It's usually the same drama, just a different person. And at first you think, maybe I didn't explain that good enough. And sometimes I be thinking that maybe they didn't understand. I started questioning myself, like, girl, people learn on from different perspectives, and maybe what you said didn't really resonate with them. They didn't understand clearly. So then you find yourself explaining again, and you help again, and you pour in again. And then one day it hits you. Excuse me. One day it hits you. They don't want a solution. They want sympathy. They want sympathy. They don't want change. They want comfort. And that realization sets you free. That's the realization that set me free because I was like, wait a minute. Wait a minute, wait a minute, wait a minute. So they done came back to me with the same problem like 5 or 6 times now. And I've actually taken the solution and I wrote it down on a piece of paper. On a blank piece of paper, I just wrote the solution down on this paper. And then they came right back as if they took the paper, walked away, ripped it up, and threw it. Like it didn't even matter. It didn't even matter. It's not because you didn't say something right or you didn't pour into them properly or you didn't help them properly. It's because that's not something that they wanted. That was not the space that they are in. They want that comfort. And once you realize that, that's when you have to take your hands off because you cannot rescue someone who is committed to drowning. That's hard to do. You cannot rescue someone who's committed to drowning. They don't want to succeed at this thing. This is not the space that they want to be in. So you can't continue to do that for them. They identify as a victim. They're addicted. Their addiction is the victim identity. Something deep most people never talk about is victimhood. They don't talk about how victimhood becomes identity for some people. How like it's like appealing to them to be a victim. Not just something that happens to you, but who you think you are. And sometimes people think like I'm a victim. I'm a victim. I have this really like crazy pet peeve. I'm gonna share with y'all though. It's a really crazy pet peeve, right? If I'm out and about, right, and you are talking normal, like you're talking like me, and you're talking loud, and then we get to ourselves and you start talking like a baby, I'm instantly frustrated. I'm instantly frustrated because now I feel like you're trying to take advantage of me in some kind of way. Like in some kind of way, people around you have made you feel like you're a baby and that this low tone, even when men do it, like it's like a manipulation thing to me. Like stop doing that. Stop doing, stop doing that. And a lot of people, this is the identity that they live in, victim. And they expect people to protect them. If somebody identifies as the unlucky one, that's the issue. Red flags, throw them up. If they identify as the person that's always going through it, or if that's how you're identifying, stop today. Today. Because you have that victim identity. And I know y'all gonna get mad at me. I know y'all gonna get mad at me, but it's okay. I'm okay with it. So I want you to be okay with it. But you're identifying as a victim. And who is identifying every single day as a victim? So whatever you think about yourself, that's who you are. That is who you are. So if you're identifying as a person that is unlucky, unhealthy, nothing ever goes right in your life, this happens and that happens, and woe is me, and woe is the world, and everybody's against me, and nothing's gonna happen for me, right? If that's how you identify, I want you to stop today. They will subconsciously create unlucky situations. When you start thinking like that, you start creating situations that make you unlucky. You start creating situations that make you feel like you always going through things. If somebody identifies as the one who people always hurt, guess what? Everything somebody does is hurting you. You're not trying to understand what happened, or you're not looking at yourself saying, like, maybe I'm the problem. And that goes from the beginning of a situation to the end, because if you feel like somebody's coming in your life all the time and they're hurting you, who are the people that you're around? Let's ask that question. What is drawing you to these kind of people? Because they're not just always coming in stealing your energy. You have to allow people to steal your energy. In a situation that happened to me, sometimes I don't even blame the other person. I blame me, because I saw the warning signs. And sometimes I have to sit back and admit to myself, like, I saw the warning signs in the situation and I still partaked in it. That has nothing to do with you being a victim. That has everything to do with you not making the right decisions for you. It's the reality. They will sabotage every opportunity to build wealth. A person who feels like I'm just bad with money. Every opportunity. Sometimes you have to say no. Sometimes you have to look at your pocket and say, like, dang, I got like $50. Yeah, I can't eat out. Yeah, I'm gonna have to go and get something like some bread and some bologna and cheese, and I'm gonna have to fry that bologna up and put mustard on it. Y'all see, back in the day, I used to eat meat. The bologna sandwich with mustard was my favorite. So you have to think of like the opportunities. You can't allow yourself to keep sabotaging yourself over and over and over again, saying like, I'm bad with money. So every time an opportunity for wealth comes in, you scared of it. I don't want to do that. That don't seem like that's gonna work. Because your brain wants to stay consistent with the story you tell yourself. And it's truth. Your brain wants to stay consistent with that story. Time after time after time after time after time. Even if the story is painful. So that's why I tell people all the time, it's very important to learn how to talk to yourself properly. Familiar pain feels safer than unfamiliar growth. And let me say that again. Familiar pain feels safe or safer than unfamiliar growth. Some people don't heal because healing would mean becoming someone new. Someone you never met before. Someone you never seen before. It's so funny. I was talking to one of my clients, one of my favorite clients, and she listens to my show. And we weren't having a session. We were just having a conversation real quick. And she said something that I was like so proud of her. And I didn't get the opportunity to say, like, I'm so proud of you but for saying that. But she said that everybody in this world is doing this life for the first time. There are a ton of things that we haven't been through before. So if you're not walking through life feeling unfamiliar every single day that you're waking up, or at least part of the day that you're waking up, there's no growth. And when she said that, that thing hit me like a ton of bricks. I was like, wow. I said, you know what? You're right. We are waking up in the morning and we're doing this day that we never did before. So, of course, there are going to be some pitfalls. Of course, there are going to be some days where we feel safe being familiar or in the known, but then in the unknown is where we're growing. Some people don't heal because healing would mean becoming that new person. And that is scary. That's scary. You telling me that I have to wake up and I can't do the same stuff that I do every single day and I can't be the same person? You telling me I have to grow? And you telling me I have to go to places where I don't know people in order to do I don't want of course you don't. Who would want to do that? Now, if you know me and you know me in real life, like I only talk on the internet. Imma do better in 2026. But I'm not a big talker. I'm not a big talker, and I'm not a person who would generally, like, pick up the phone and call people or anything like that. It's just who I am because I'm more of an introverted person. I can be by myself for months and feel comfortable, like, "Oh, okay, now I guess I'll go outside and see what people are doing. Are people still out there because of the rapture come? I've been in the house so long, I don't know what happened." That's the kind of person I am. But I know in order for me to grow, I have to lead. I have to talk to people. I have to network. And yeah, it's easy to say, but some people that are not, introverts, that they're extroverts because they don't realize like the first couple of times I had to do this, my hands are sweating. I don't know what to say. I'm looking crazy. I don't know if I got a unit on my face. I went to modeling when I was young. And so they used to tell you, soften your face, soften your face. So I find myself telling myself that when I'm in atmospheres, soften your face, soften your so it's not easy. There's a lot of stuff going on within the inside that nobody sees on the outside, but you have to be focused on the growth, the betterment of you. And you gotta stop saying, "This is just how I am." Because if I continue to say that, I wouldn't be where I am right now in life. I wouldn't be growing. I wouldn't be going to a new level each time. I wouldn't be able to do that. No way. So it's not just you. That's just how you have been chosen. That's what you chose to do. Nobody picked that fate for you. You picked that fate for yourself. So if you're picking that fate for yourself, then you can't blame other people. It's you. It's you. Now let's go a little bit deeper. Let's talk about this part about like wanting to be saved, right? 'Cause this part is like, oh, I don't know. Like we want to be saved. And then they will argue with me and be like, I don't want to be saved. And then I'll start to point things out and they'll be like, wait. Okay, you're right. A lot of people are waiting to be saved. They're waiting for somebody to step in and to do something for them. And they're constantly thinking about like, man, I remember when such and such was here and they used to help me. And I remember when this happened and this person used to do it for me. And I didn't have to do that for myself because my mom did that and my dad did that. And wait a minute, then I had got a boyfriend, he did that. Then I got a girlfriend, she did that. Mm, waiting for some kind of relationship to save them, waiting for money to save them. Y'all know that's the big one. Because a lot of people be like, I'm waiting on this money to hit. And when this money hit, I'm good. I'm straight. I'm out of here. When my money get better, then I can do da 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 da. I be telling people, I bet like in your lifetime, right? I bet $1 million has come through your hand. And they're like, nah, 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 nah. I will never forget it, y'all. I will never forget it. Never, ever. I will never forget this in my life. And I remember I was like on this meditation fast, and And I was telling God, I was meditating, and I was like, God, ancestors, universe, like, listen, this is what I need. I want to make $100,000 in a year, right? This is what I'm saying. I'm like, I want to make $100,000 in a year. And I'm like, so I'm thinking like, okay, yeah, I make about $65,000 a year on my job. And I'm thinking like, okay, boom, I got businesses and da 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 da. And this is what I want to make, right? So by the end of the year, I'm like, man, I did not make $100,000. This is dumb. This is what I'm thinking. I'm like, I did not make that $100,000. I was like, see, this is what I be talking about. I be trying to talk to the universe, be trying to talk to God and ancestors and stuff. Nobody don't be listening to me, right? So boom, I go to do my taxes, right? I go to do my taxes. Y'all, why did I make $101,000 that year? Why? And had nothing to show for it. You know why? Because I had become a victim. I had become a victim. When I say that was a reality check, that like it was almost like somebody took a foot and they just put like they just I don't know, they did like a Bruce Lee kung fu cartwheel backflip and then kicked me in my chest because I was the problem. It was nobody else. It was me. It was nobody's fault. All the money I spent, all the money I spent, I wasn't paying attention. I wasn't paying attention. I wasn't appropriating my funds properly. I was waiting for the money to save me, and the money was right there. And that's what happens. And it goes into waiting for God to magically fix something while we continue to stay the same. Y'all, come on now. It's for the Christian folks. I always put one in for y'all. It's for the people who go to church. It'd be like, and I grew up in church. I know who God is, and I know what the Bible says, and I know about religion and all that stuff. Everybody religious know. So I know about it. And I can remember like even being young and people like, I'm praying for this and I'm praying for that. And I'm praying this and I'm thinking like now as I get older, I'm thinking like, man, God probably really gave them that thing, but they didn't use it right. Or they gave it away. Even when you come into coaching and you decide like I want to coach, right? My disclaimer all the time is like, I'm not telling you that you hiring me as a coach is gonna change you. You are who changes you. I just ask you the questions. Sometimes my clients are like, "Oh, thank you so much. You really changed my life." No, I didn't. You changed your life. I just asked you the questions to open up your mind. I just put the roadmap in front of you. You followed it. That's it. Waiting for this lucky break. I know some of us be walking around here talking about, I gotta hit a lick. As soon as I hit a lick, I'm good. I need to hit a lick. When you have all these other gifts inside of you, like people be tripping me out. They be like, man, I need money. I need money like today. I need to make some money. And then when they tell me like all these skills, I'm like, you got all the money right there. Man, I can't use this. Yes, you can. Start advertising. I see people like I just seen somebody recently. They gonna laugh because they listen to this podcast too, but I'm gonna tell it. I just see recently they was like complaining to me about like how nobody supports their business and so I was like, well, wait a minute, I be supporting you. Like I be liking your stuff. I share it when I can. I be supporting, and it's like, no, nobody likes it, nobody, da, da, da. And I was like, well, come to think of it, I rarely see you post anything about your business. Like once in a while I'll see something you post, but not for real. Like I don't really see anything too much or whatever about your business. And so it was like, yeah, I'm gonna start posting more or whatever. So boom. A couple of days after that, like they posted something that was like had nothing to do with business. And so I just commented under this like, "Oh, is this a business post? How do we want people to support us in something, or how do we want people to respect us on a level, but then we are like waiting for what are we waiting for?" Like I said, sometimes people don't want to be healed. They want to be rescued. But listen carefully. Nobody is coming. Nobody is coming. And that's not bad news, that's power. It's power. Because if nobody is coming, that means the power was in you the whole time. Throw the pen. Just throw the pen. The power has been in you this whole time. I feel like I believe in people more than they believe in themselves. And I feel like I be seeing them do amazing, amazing things, you know? I see them doing like amazing things. But at the same time, if they don't see themselves doing it, then they're not gonna do it, right? I be telling them like, believe in yourself, believe in your voice, believe in your power. I remember a long time ago, I met this young man, um, and he was deaf, but he had a hearing aid. You know, like he could hear with the hearing aid, but then his language was a little bit off. You know, and he would say to me all the time, like, "Miss Masha, you're like the only person that doesn't pick on me or try to talk about my language." And I was like, "Well, why would I do that? You know, I don't understand. People crazy. They don't have nothing better to do because we all have some kind we all have some kind of birth defect. You know what I'm saying? Like we all have something. We all have something going on, right?" And I was like, "I don't think nobody came to this world perfect, you know." And I remember he was afraid of his voice. He would be afraid to speak up in situations because people would instantly start talking about the way that he talks, you know? And so I started telling him, like, when you talk, like, just slow down. It doesn't matter how slow you go. It doesn't matter if you think before you talk, before your words formulate. Just slow down. I said, because the problem is not that you can't hear them. The problem is that you feel like you have an impediment, like a language barrier. I said, so slow down. And so he started practicing with me, you know? And the very first time that he had to speak up in a situation, I can remember standing next to him and this person said something to him that was kind of like rude. And I was going to say something, but I knew that he had been working on this thing. And the very first time he had to speak up, he spoke clear. Like it was like it was I don't know what happened. I was looking at him like, "What did you say?" And then he was proud of himself. And although he had a speech impediment, you know, he was no longer afraid to talk. And guess what? People got to see his real personality, the real him, the real person. So nobody's coming to you because you've been winning this whole time. It's just about you. You're not waiting on anybody, you're waiting on yourself. And some people hate hearing that, but it's the truth. You are waiting on yourself. You are waiting on the betterment and you're waiting on the push from yourself. Because people hate hearing that because that means you can't blame your mama. You can't blame your ex. You can't blame your childhood forever. Yes, things happen. And I'm not discounting anybody's feelings. Trauma is real. But what about healing? Healing is your responsibility. Healing is your space. But this is how people sabotage help. Let me tell you, what I see all the time as a coach is people say they want help, right? They'll say this, right? They will they will get on when they feel like they want help, they will get on. They will almost come to my house. They will find me. They will seek me out. And then when you give it to them, they fight it. I'm not gonna tell you how many people have walked out my door, slammed the door, how many people have called me and said, you got some nerve. Nothing to do with me, everything to do with what's inside of you. Everything to do with the real change, like the real possibilities that can come into your life. You ever notice that? Like how when somebody tries to help you, then you fight it, then you find everything wrong with them and everything wrong with what they're telling you, instead of saying like, man, maybe it's me. Maybe I got an issue. Maybe I have a problem. Excuse me. Maybe I need to fix me, right? Having that ability, having that strength, having that know-how, that's what's important. They ask for advice, they hit you with, "Yeah, but" that's the big one. Somebody will ask you for advice and they'll be like, "Yeah, but" you already got made up in your mind what you wanna do. What you asking me for? What are you asking me for? Because you already know what you wanna do. You already know that what I'm telling you, you don't like that. And that's not agreeing, aligning up with who you are. "That won't work for me," is what they'll say. "Yeah, it's different for me." Every solution gets an excuse. Every opportunity gets delayed. Every plan gets sabotaged. Or they sign up for coaching, then they don't show up. I've had so many people like, "Hey," and I don't talk to them for a year. I'm like sending them emails like, "Hey, I'm just checking on you. You know, you paid for a session and I didn't see you. Yeah, I won't come. I pay nothing." Then 2 years later, "Oh, Mr. Marsh, you remember I had paid." Hey, no, 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 no. We're not doing that. No, you could do another discovery call, which is free, and then we can set up and you can book another session and you can pay for the session. Like I said, sometimes you have sessions and people don't do the homework. They don't apply anything, then say coaching didn't work. Well, it worked for the first 700 people, so no, baby, you didn't work. Coaching only works when you work. I'm not a magician. I'm not a fairy godmother, even though some people think I am. I'm a mirror. I show you you. And a lot of people don't like what they see. And I've said this over and over and over again. I've said it a million times before, right? That when I first figured out who I was years ago, when I started going in my transition, my change, I didn't like that person. I was like, "Y'all, who's this girl? Like, who is this? She needs help." I didn't like myself. When I looked in the mirror and I started seeing who I really was, I didn't like it. It was ugly. It was disrespectful. It was unmotivated. It was unencouraging. It was bitter. It was frustrated. It was hurt. All of the things that, like, I'm sure that other people see within themselves. So I get it. Who wants to be that? Nobody. Absolutely nobody. So let me be clear. Let me be clear for a second. Zipmouth motivation is not for everybody. If you want somebody to feel sorry for you, this ain't it. This ain't it. If you want somebody to hold your hand while you make excuses, this ain't it. This ain't it. If you want somebody to have this pity party for you, wrong, wrong, wrong show. Wrong show. But if you're ready to do the work, if you're ready to break cycles, if you're ready to stop repeating the same year over and over again, then yeah, we can build. But rescue, This rescue is temporary. This is temporary. And you'll hear it in the shows. You'll hear it in the remarks. You'll see it in the videos. You will see it if we ever have a person-to-person conversation. This rescue is temporary, but healing from this is permanent. This is permanent because healing isn't just mental. Sometimes your body is so stressed, so tired, so overwhelmed that you literally cannot think clearly enough to change. Your nervous system is fried. Your sleep patterns, trash. Trash. Your mind is racing. You're stuck in survival mode because sometimes you need support for your body while you're doing the mindset work. You need that. So there's two different things going on here. You need help with that frequency work, calming that system. But this is temporary because what you'll learn with this show is you will learn how to do it yourself. Because I love independent people. I love people that do it on their own. I love people that learn and they take that thing with them and they say, you know what, I'm going to apply this to my everyday life. But this is not a rescue. This is support. This is just one tool of support. This tool does not save. This tool is going to praise you. This tool is going to get you excited. This tool is going to make you think and jog your mind. Because like I said before, some people don't want to be healed. They want to be rescued. So if I got to put my leg in the water and let you hold on to my leg until you think like, wait a minute, she did put a leg in the water. Let me climb up the leg independently. I guess we're going to stay here with my leg in the water until you decide to climb up on your own. Not reaching my hand out, because if I reach my hand out with my leg, then I'm going to fall over too. Now I'm in the water with you. That sounds crazy, right? Absolutely. So I'm putting my leg out there. Because these tools, like I said, they don't save, they support. And that's what we're here for. We're here to support one another. Before we close, I want you to sit with something. So I want you to grab your notebook, right? And answer this honestly, right? Answer this honestly. Where in my life am I secretly waiting to be rescued? Where in my life am I secretly waiting to be rescued? Right? Because some space in your life you are secretly waiting. And guess what? Nobody's going to notice. This is on your own piece of paper. So if you can't be honest with yourself, then you can't be honest with nobody. So on your own piece of paper that you have in your possession that you don't have to share with anybody, and nobody might not even know you're doing this unless you're telling people like, yo, I was watching Zipmouth show the other day. She told me to write on a piece of paper where in my life I'm secretly waiting to be rescued. And guess what? I wrote it down on this piece of paper right here. This is the paper I wrote it on. That's the only way they'll know. Write that down. Where in my life am I secretly waiting to be rescued? And then I want you to write, who am I expecting to fix my life for me right now? Right now, who am I expecting to fix my life? Because who are you expecting to fix your life? Who are you expecting to fix your life? And then, and what is one action I can take this week without anybody's permission Imma sit back. Imma just sit back on that one. 'Cause what? What is it? Without anybody's permission. Anybody's permission. Mm. Anybody's permission. And you could do just one or you could do both of them. Because healing doesn't start with this big speech, right? It starts with these small decisions, like these little things that like you're just thinking like, yeah, this is it for me. And that's what it starts with. It starts with those little things, those little questions that you ask yourself, like when things happen, like, what, wait a minute. Why did I do that? Why did I say that? Why do I feel stressed in my body? Why does my mind feel heavy? What am I thinking about? Again, like I said, this is some people don't want to be healed. They want to be rescued on fluid media. I'm your host, Domasha K. This is the Zipmouth Motivation Show. Look for me every Friday at 8 p.m. I think I had the time wrong last week. I got it right this time. 8 p.m. Look for me. I'm here every Friday. You want to reach out? Reach out. I'm good with reaching out. I want you to know I love y'all enough to tell you the truth, which we don't find. We find a lot of people throwing out the word love and they don't know, you love someone when you tell them the truth. And when I say this, I want to hold your hand a little bit because I feel like I got to hold hands just a little bit with people. So grab my hand. I'm grabbing yours. Grab back. All right. We're grabbing a couple of hands around the world. Nobody is coming to save you. Nobody. And that's the best news you'll ever hear. From this day, like from today, you just heard the best news. You can go through the day and you could just live freely. It's Friday. You going out tonight? Because nobody's coming to save you. It means you were powerful the whole time. You already had muscles. You woke up this morning and looked like you've been doing push-ups. You already had it. It's already in you. It's already you. What are you waiting for? What are you waiting for? Because there's nothing else except for believing in yourself, believing in who you are and what you do and the ability and the gift that you bring to yourself. I'm not even talking about anything else. I'm talking about you. That's it. That's it. I'm your host, Domasha K. I forgot my name for a second. And this is Zipmouth Motivation on Fluent Media. Mindset, discipline, healing, truth. I won't say it again. Mindset, discipline, healing, truth. And remember, stop waiting. Start becoming. I'm going to say it again. Stop waiting and start becoming. Until next time, I want y'all to stay focused. Stay clear. Don't wait to be rescued. Rescue yourself. You got this. I promise you, you got this. No matter what anybody says. You got this. Just to the storm. Welcome to Hey. Every year. Yes, you know. y'all. Keep saying y'all, but y'all stay with me. Stay with me. I appreciate y'all. I love y'all. Until the next episode,
You're now tuned
this is Zipmouth Motivation,
in
Domasha
to
K.
Zipmouth